Welcome back, everyone. Today I'm going to be explaining some of my goals for this season in competitive and how you guys can make kind of your own plan or outline of the season and how you're going to improve and what kind of your goal setting and what you're going to work on, because this season's a little bit different than normal. Well, most seasons, some of the things like trying to get better at fighting and stuff in game and stuff is a lot more in ranked and stuff for you to start keying people, but this season ranked is kind of useless with all the cars and stupid crap. And don't mention the gloves that just rubber band back and forth. For an example, like the Solo Victory Cup, I thought it was going to be a great way to practice this season, but it really was just absolutely kind of useless because when you're a solo, it's kind of whoever has the gloves wins the fight. So the Solo Victory Cup went absolutely terrible the other day, and it really kind of changed my perspective on what I'm going to work on this season and what I'm going to do. Of course, I'm still going to be working on duos and stuff because they're a lot easier to fight off the gloves in duos. And the duos and squad cups are actually a ton of fun this season. And the end games are absolutely wild. And I'm going to be definitely working on a bunch of aspects of that. And that's really why I want to start talking about where I'm going to be dropping as a duo, why I wanted to drop here, and what kind of does this push me to kind of change in myself. Because I notice a lot of problems that when people have problems, they try to avoid them, and like even if it's internal, like you don't even know what's happening. Like if you have a bad experience somewhere, like let's say if you're landing somewhere and you have a bad experience, you're not going to want to drop there anymore, you're not going to want to go there anymore. If it's too difficult of a spot to learn, you're kind of going to stray away from that instead of putting in the hard work to try to fix that. That's kind of what I did this season. This season, constant avoidance has really noticed me on one key thing. That you have to do things that you don't want to do constantly, because a lot of the things that you're missing out on that are getting you killed and stuff are things that you don't want to work on. Let's say it's aim training. I've really hated aim training for years. I know so many people hate it, but I was like not that good at aiming, and that was a huge problem for me. And one day I was like, I'm so sick and tired of losing fights to aiming, and I started working on it. And let's say other things, like I used to be really good at box fights and used to play more box fights over and over and over again and just constantly played them. And then all my other fighting skills, because I wasn't practicing build fights or anything else, kind of fell on the wayside. And then when I finally realized that, I started working on build fights. And then when I realized I was doing build fights all the time, I wasn't properly using mats, I wasn't building enough, or I was building too much and I didn't know how to use the mats. So then I kind of switched to realistics to try to fix that issue. But when switching to realistics just a few days ago, I realized I haven't worked on box fights in forever, and I just keep making crappy angles and doing stupid things because I'm just so out of practice. And it's kind of that constant pattern of once I get good at something, I stop doing it completely and then I start working on something else. And it's the constant avoidance of things you start falling off of. And you got to really face those issues, and you got to keep doing everything on a consistent basis. And once you start liking things, you really want to keep playing it more and more, and that kind of works against you in a lot of cases, or at least in my case. And that's really the first pillar of what my plan is for the season. I kind of want to I want to start doing things that I don't want to do and get better at them, and to feel accomplished in those things. And then things like tournaments and stuff, I just want to keep playing like the solo tournament stuff. I used to avoid solo tournaments so much back in the day, or at least a few months ago, and it would hold me back so much. And I've been playing so many solo matches and so much because I used to be so terrified of it that I would never do it. And now, hopefully, I'm doing duos and solos I'm trying to do, so I don't want to fall away on any single skill set, and I want to keep improving things. I've been putting off improving my mechanics for so long, and I've recently just started working on it while working on my aim training, so it kind of goes hand in hand to have mouse control and building control all together. I'm definitely making improvements. Of course, this solo cup was really sad for me because I thought I was getting much better, but I couldn't really judge it because I was getting constantly fisted, and the freaking rubber banding. I was in the water in one of the clips, and I just don't go anywhere because the water is like bugged or whatever. And then the guy that just slammed into me already and did a bunch of damage, just goes up in the air, drops down, and instantly kills me. Like, the game just doesn't feel like itself anymore. So I don't know if I'm going to play that much solo victory cups this season. I'm going to keep trying, and if they don't nerf something or I don't learn how to fight against them, I don't know if it's the greatest season to practice that. And I think there's a lot more mechanic-wise that I'm not focusing on. And I was practicing some scrims this season because I really kind of wasn't wanting to do scrims, and a lot of people do say to do scrims because I think it's a good thing to do when you don't have it. Like some of my friends that are really good at killing people, really good at just constantly keying people, really good at fighting, they qualified to round 3. They just won't run scrims because they want to have fun in the game, and that's really all they're thinking about. They're not thinking about how they want to prove. They don't care enough. And that kind of comes to our last final point that I really wanted to focus in this video, and that I'm going to be focusing on, and is that you just have to care. You have to put the slightly more effort in, where you have to maybe write down a few things you can work on. Look out for what you're doing wrong. Whatever you're doing, like, it doesn't matter whether you're playing creative, whether you're in scrims. You just got to make sure you're noticing when you make mistakes, and you're noticing why you make those mistakes, and how next time, what things can you work on to make sure that doesn't happen again, or make sure you can start working on that in more of a focused amount. So like when I notice I'm missing all my shots, I'm going to want to do aim trainer more. Just simple things like that, and it's a little bit more care than other people take that'll push you to the top. And it's just maybe writing down one thing could be the whole difference between you forgetting about that thing and you coming down the next day, working on that thing you messed up on, and you fix that issue, and you just keep doing that over and over again with new things that you mess up on. And it's just really learning from your mistakes and really getting better, and that's what I want from this season. And I think it gives you a great opportunity this season. While everyone's trying to work on what the meta is with the gloves and everything and how to get better with those, you're working on like whatever your mechanics that you aren't good at, your rotates because you don't fully know where to go in zone, whatever it is. This is a time where other people can be working on things about this season while you can be thinking about the season after this and the season after that, and really thinking more of a long-term scale on what you want to do. So guys, that's really it for my video. If you guys like this video, please leave a like. It would mean like the world. This channel is so small, and every single new member just means so much. I love to see your comments. Your comments put a massive smile on my face. It means so much. I always write back. I love to have like small disagreements, of course, in my channel, seeing what you guys think and what you guys can work on. And I really think the whole thing is not a one-size-fits-all. I think every single person here has different issues, whether it's like simple things that maybe your hands aren't as coordinated as each other, maybe you aren't that good at IGLing or something. It's anything. We're just all different, and I don't think we should all have one cure. Like one guy says, scrims are everything. While scrims are very good and can get you to the top, there's so many other things you can be working on. There's different things that everyone needs to be working on. Some people need scrims, some people need creative. Whatever you're avoiding is probably what you need to work on. So guys, thank you guys for watching. It means so much that you guys stop by. I really hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll see you in the next week's one. So thank you, and I hope you guys have an amazing night.